meaningful part of and the meaningful part of the journey that we are supposedly going to carry on. And it is going to help you all learn, reflect, and grow. And that is exactly where the youth leadership program is supposedly working. Okay, so about the speaker, we have with us Dr. Mema Zafar, and we are very honored to have us today. And just to introduce her, she's the KMDC alumni, and she's currently working as a doctor in NICBD and is a certified hypnosis practitioner and a mental health counselor. She's also a physician. And again, we're really excited to have us on board with her today. And I'm sure you all will gain a lot of insight from her experience. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Mema.
Walaikum Assalam. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, give me a second.
Sure, ma'am.
Back to the meeting. Sure. So, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, this is Dr. Omema. As Vania introduced me, that I am a doctor by profession working in NICVD, and I am also a mental health counselor and hypnotist. So that's my brief introduction, and my mission is to empower healthcare professionals to overcome burnout, reclaim their well-being, and excel in their careers while maintaining balance, purpose, and fulfillment. So let's move to our main topic. So I want you to keep this session interactive, and we will be taking your questions at the end of this session. So now I want input from you guys that what are the challenges that you are facing as a medical student right now? You may open your mic or you can, write in chat box, whatever is suitable for you. Maybe I guess writing in the chat box would be better. Like you can briefly share what are the common challenges that we are facing right now. Anybody? Okay. Vanya is saying stress, burnout, unable to focus. All right. Yeah. Anyone else? Somebody is saying self doubt. All right. That's very common as well. Ari is saying burnout, anxiety. Yes, that's right. Difficulty in being consistent. All right. Anyone else? Or are we good to go? Type yes. So basically, the purpose of is okay. Satyan is saying, yes, ma'am, gym is necessary for recover from depression patients. True, physical health is very important. It includes gym and physical exercises. All the things truly matter. The main purpose of conducting this webinar today is that how you can preserve yourself as a human before your own identity, like being a medical student, or maybe there is someone doctor out here. Not sure about the audience, but yeah. So before our profession, we are human. We have our own identity. Each one of us is unique in their own ways. Maybe somebody has creative side, somebody has um, good at analytical thinking, and I know, as far as I know, that Cambridge is full of talent. You might have heard of LPSSS. Have you guys heard of LPSS? The Literary and Public Speaking Society of KMDC. Is it still there?
The societies is still there,
No,
but it is functioning at the moment because
okay,
the
it's not
university
something
has
at the moment.
because it yes because the college has transformed into a university. So yes, the organizations are not currently operating properly like they used to do in the past.
All right. All right. At my time, I was one of the co-founder of that um, society. So basically, yeah, you are right that with the transformation into a medical university, things have changed. But there is tremendous talent, and preserving your identity is super important. So stress and burnout happens when you don't take sufficient breaks, and there's so much stress of studies and competition. But today we'll start with a small assessment that where we stand right now. Can you move to the next slide? So, do you all have pen and paper with you? Type yes in the comments. Like, please make it interactive. Like, I don't want to be talking to walls. Like, please interact with me. Yeah, Maria is saying yes. All right. So, the small task of today is that this is wheel of life. It is showing different aspects of our life: wellness, health. The other one is relationships. Third is finances, health, wealth, finances, purpose, and creative flow. So, these are the five. So I want you to write it on a paper that in wellness, write a subheading physical health, like you can see in this slide as well. There's physical health, then there's mental health, then there's emotional health. Out of 10, rate it. Like, where is your physical health out of 10? This is your own assessment. I won't be asking your stores, or nobody else will be asking. This is for your own assessment. Like, just take a moment, take this opportunity to assess where you stand in your life right now. All right. So for the physical health assess, right out of 10. Are you doing it with me? Type yes in the comments. All right. So for physical health, rate out of 10. For mental health, rate out of 10. Where do you stand? And for spiritual and and personal growth, where do you stand? Then after writing about your physical, move towards your relationships. There are three types of relationship: relationship with yourself, relationship with your family, relationship with your friends, and the fourth one is relationship with Allah. Well, that also comes in spiritual. So, like, do at least three. With yourself, where do you stand out of 10? With your family and with your friends. Then comes your finances. I know many of you won't be earning right now, but how do you feel about money? Like, do you feel that whatever you are pocket money you are getting from your parents, or if you are earning a little, is it sufficient for you? Or the other financial aspect is your career. Like, in your study wise, you can rate out of 10 that where do you stand there. Like out of 10, where are you standing right now? Then comes purpose. Like if you are becoming a doctor and you have a purpose behind it. So do you think you are fulfilling your purpose? You are honest with your profession? Then comes your entertainment thing, that how much you spend your time in leisure activities, in your hobbies, in your creative activities, and even if not creative, just having fun or just having hangouts with your friends, or just enjoying your life. If whenever all of you are done, just type yes in the comments so that I know. That's good, Maria. If you are doing it, just take your time. Whenever majority is done, we'll move forward. So in the meanwhile you are doing it, I would like to tell why I included this in this webinar. So basically, the wheel of life shows different aspects of your life that are important. Like if there are times when we are just focused on one aspect, that is our studies as a medical student, and we are neglecting the other aspects of life, then what happens? A wheel become crooked. Like imagine there is a car and it has four wheels, and just one or two is working and the other two are punctured, and you are not doing anything to get it back. What would happen? The car won't be able to move forward. Maybe for a little it will move forward, but then eventually it would stop working. Similarly happens with us, that if we are just focusing on one aspect of life and neglecting the others, we end up having burnout, depression, stress, anxiety, and it just escalates, you know. And that's why it is so important to, look after all the aspects of your life. So, shall we move forward? Vanya is saying done, Jazz is saying done. All right. So, can you move to the next slide? Acha. So now there are again few self-assessment questions. You may write the answers down, or you just think in your head what you think about it. Now, whatever the story you've written, just ask yourself, why did you store yourself in each category the way you did? You may take the screenshot as well of this slide and reflect upon it later. Like if you think that you need more time to reflect, because I understand that there are people who might be needing more time to think about it. Serena, so why did you store yourself in each category the way you did? Then the next question is, what is my ideal store for each category to achieve in the next month, 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year? So you can think about it, that like if there is one category in which you rate 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. So do you really think that you should improve your score in that category? And where are your biggest uh, gaps in satisfaction levels? Which area of my life do I primarily want to focus on to enhance my satisfaction level? So now you have all the complete picture at where you stand right now. So where do you really want to focus more on? You need to, I don't say that you need to score 10 out of 10 in all of the categories, but it needs to be a little balanced. Like not one category being 9 out of 10, the other 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. The areas that you are lacking a little more, you need to focus on those a little more. And of course there are a few areas in your life that are on your priority list, like your medical career. And I know each one of you want to work on focus on it to improve your grades. But also remember that grades aren't everything. You know, grades are important, but the other areas of your life are important as well. So the next question is an important thing to remember is that yeah, we have discussed this. Next slide. So now you have visual snapshot of the areas through reflection. Okay. So now you can commit yourself from today to take action. Now you can ask yourself what are the specific actions or steps that you are going to take to enhance your satisfaction in your desired area. Write what you will do uh, on the same piece of paper that your wheel is on to keep, so you can easily refer to it. That what would be the actionable step that you can do to improve your wheel. Like maybe if somebody has written that they score 5 out of 10 in the health area, then they can think of that what could be the one thing that you can do starting from today to improve your health. Or if somebody has written that they score a little less in their medical studies, so what is the actionable step that they can do to improve it? So yeah, are you guys with me, or is it that I'm speaking to myself? Type in the comments. Are you guys with me? Is it understandable the concepts? Okay, that's good. Now there's another model, Six Human Needs by Tony Robbins. So yeah, that again focuses up on human fulfillments. Like there are six basic human needs of every human, each one of us. So yeah, that is certainty, uncertainty, significance, connection, contribution, and growth. Next slide. So, what is meant by certainty is assurance you can avoid pain and gain pleasure, safety, and security. Basically, human mind run between, if you do something or if you avoid something, it is either to avoid pain or to gain pleasure. That is the basic human psyche, and each one of us crave safety at some point. Saye. Then there is uncertainty, variety, the need for unknown change, new stimuli, adventure. Then comes significance, feeling unique of value, important. Each one of us has this instinct to feel important, to feel valued where we are. Like, but when you are in medical, especially I've seen this a lot and I've faced this too, but you start feeling insignificant. There's so much competition. There's, everybody is so much, you feel like an imposter sometimes, that people are, um, you feel like an imposter that, oh, somebody's doing better than you. They are achieving 4 GPA. Why not me? Stuff like this happens, and even there are people who achieve 4 GPA and then still they're thinking, what's even unique about me? There are 10 more people who achieve the same grade. So we lose our significance in the process. We start losing ourselves. So, it's so crucial that we build significance around what are the capabilities that are unique to us. What is the purpose that we are sent here for? Then comes the need for connection, love. Everybody needs to feel a kind of connection with other humans. Like you can't stay isolated and function properly, like in the long term. Maybe for the exam periods or for short term, It is fine to be a little isolated, but in the long run, it is a very tough thing, to function without connections. Then there are like, as I mentioned before, there are three types of connections. How connected do you feel with yourself? How connected do you feel with your family and friends? And how connected do you feel with Allah? Then comes expansion. Now, as a medical student, I can understand that there's often this feeling that we are not growing further. There is this impatience that when will I become a doctor? And when will I start contributing in real life? And, when would I start earning? Like, these are the things that each one of us thinks about. And growth is not very significant when you are in your journey. And sometimes you feel like that, oh, just years are passing, nothing significant is happening. And especially in places like KMDC, where exams are delayed, there are stagnant phases where there is so much uncertainty that the need for certainty also, arises more. That when will be the exams? How do I plan my, vacations and everything? Can you guys relate with me? What I'm saying till now? Write yes in the comment or anything you want to add about it. It really feels good when the session is interactive. All right. So yeah, they're saying yes. That's good. Now the last one is contribution, a sense of service and focus on helping. It's not necessary that you should become a complete doctor or consultant, to contribute to the society. Like, there are plenty of ways that you can even do as a medical student. Like, there are many societies like Hopes and like this Combined Foundation, and there are so many places where you can volunteer. The volunteer work is, super crucial. It not just give you a sense of contribution. It also it is also beneficial in other ways, like you build many real connections to volunteer work, you build experiences, you learn a lot of things that otherwise you may not. So, yeah, move to the next slide. So, this is for you guys to tell me that how can you practically apply it in your life? Like, give me one example. If it is convenient, like you guys, one of you can open your mic and tell me that how can you practically apply certainty in your life or uncertainty, or variety in your life. How do you guys think of contributing and your growth? Back to the previous slide. Anyone?
मैं ऐड करना चाहूंगी।
जी, डेफिनेटली।
जैसा आपने कहा ना कि सर्टेनिटी आप किस तरीके से अपने लाइफ में डेवलप करें, तो इसके लिए एक तरीके हो सकता है कि अपने आप को कंपैरिजन वाले लूप से निकालें सबसे पहले। और जब तक आप अपने आप को कंपेयर करते
हम्म,
रहेंगे ना, तब तक मुझे लगता है आप सेल्फ डाउट में ही रहेंगे। आप कभी श्योर नहीं हो सकते अपने बारे में या जो काम आप कर रहे हैं।
हाँ, ऐसा ही है। That's right. और what about growth? Anyone else would like to add? Anyone? Guys, make it interactive. This is for you guys. To the next slide then. Thank you, Anusha, for your input. Also, this you can see, you might take screenshot of it if you want. Like there are different examples of how certainty can be resourceful, or all certainty can be unresourceful. The unresourceful behavior might include anxiety and perfectionism and comfort eating, and resourceful behavior might include, you know, confronting yourself, knowing what you want, building a routine, when, doing something at a particular time to, feel certain about your life. This especially helped me when I was a medical student, that in KMDC it was so uncertain about the exams and everything. So I used to build a specific routine regardless of how the exam schedule and everything else is. I used to build a schedule that, okay, these are the things that I want to complete by this time. You know, give yourself smart goals and give yourself the time boundary. This is how you want to proceed with your life. Your, certainty shouldn't depend upon the external circumstances. Many students feel stressed because they start depending upon that whenever the exam date sheet will come, uh, at that time I'll start studying, seriously, or at that time I'll build a very strict routine. And before that, they are just, chilling around, or, not taking it that seriously. But at the same time, if you build a very, strong routine and just being too much disciplined, then also your life gets boring. Then comes variety, that you should, add something different to your routine. Like if you are studying daily, maybe a day or two you take some rest, you do something different, you go out somewhere, or you watch a movie, or you sit with your friends or socialize a little. So yeah. Then there are examples of significance as well, that unresourceful would be, putting others down, judgment, lying, and gossips, which can hurt people pleasing, etc. The resourceful behavior includes taking ownership of your own significance, being self-aware about your own worth. Like even if there might be people out here that might have experienced failure in their lives, even in terms of career or in their personal life. So for that, you really need to think about that, what's your self-worth. The external circumstances doesn't really define your self-worth. You are the one who, who should take ownership of your life, and you should be self-aware that what's your real worth. It is not dependent upon the external failures. It is dependent upon how you feel about yourself, and how much aware you are about yourself, that you are worthy regardless of what happens outside you. A failure doesn't define you. So yeah, that's really important to, understand. Then building connection doesn't mean that you keep fake people or toxic relationships around you. Sometimes solitude is better than fake friendships and toxic relationships. But at the same time, if you get the chance, you definitely should seek out and build strong relationships with others, and build strong friendships. that really helps you grow, that serves as a mirror to understand that where are your shortcomings. Like maybe your weaknesses are somebody's strength and somebody's weakness are your strength, and you guys can help each other out. Like in Quran, Allah says that we made people to help each other. Otherwise, like for the praying purpose, there are many angels out there. So yeah. The next is contribution. Yeah, there are plenty of ways that through which we can contribute to the society. Just being a workaholic or business or needing to be seen or recognized, like for the just if you're doing something for the sake of recognition or for to be for the external validation, that is resourceful. That is a resourceful one could be that you really do it with your wholeheartedly and to contribute to just for the sake of Allah you do it instead of seeking external validation. Next slide. So why burnout happens? Burnout is very common in medical profession, be it nurses, be it doctors, be it medical students. Burnout doesn't happen because you study or work too much. It happens because your life is only fulfilling one to two needs and ignoring the rest. As we previously discussed as well, that you really need to consider all your needs. Like it is not necessary that you fulfill all the needs in one day, but we consider all of them and you schedule things accordingly. Like you should take baby steps for like when I started focusing upon my human needs. So for me, certainty could be as small as going to the gym at 5 p.m. and variety could be as simple as watching a movie once in a week or calling a friend whenever like just for a change. So you can build around that what each of these terminologies would mean. Anusha will provide you these slides. You can sit and reflect on all these concepts. But if you really do implement it consistently, you will you will find significant results in the next month, 2 months, or 3 months, and you will definitely will be thanking me later. Okay, next slide. Okay, now comes time management. In the form I was reviewing, there are many people who said that they struggle in time management. Time management, according to me, is about three things, I would say. Like there are many things written, you can read it out. But if I give my own perspective, it would be first is prioritization. That what you prioritize, you know. The other thing is setting boundaries, saying no to the things that are unhelpful in your life. Saying no to time wasters, be it time waster type of people or time wasting stuff like watching reels or just doom scrolling, or you can think of what are the time wasters. And the number three is setting smart goals. This is very important in time management, that when you really sit and set a smart goal for yourself, it's only then you can proceed further and have clarity that what you really want to achieve. With smart goal, it is basically an abbreviation. I forgot to add the slide, but you can write it down. SMART. S is for specific, M is for measurable, A for actionable, R is realistic, and T for time bound. Anusha or Vanya, you may write it in the chat box as well, the full form of SMART, so that everybody can note it down. or I do it. Okay, S for specific, M for measurable, A is actionable, R is realistic, T is time bound. Your goal need to be specific. Like if I say that I want to study for MBBS, so that's a very vague term. What about MBBS? Like you should define a specific topic. Like if even if I say that I want to study physiology, what in physiology? The specific would be that okay, I want to study about cell, or I want to study about cardiology. Let's suppose. So yeah, that would be specific. M for measurable. How much would I study in a day? You know, we measure like be it in form of pages or in form of topics. M is measurable, like whether 10 pages a day or two topics per day. But whatever you can see, measure it. A is actionable, that you can actually achieve it in real time. And R is realistic. Now you have to ask that whatever you are setting the goal, is it really realistic for you? Is it really in the given time? Can you do it? You need to be honest with yourself. And time bound, in how much hours, in how many days that you are doing it. All right. So this is smart goal. Next slide. Now this is Eisenhower matrix. This is something that I really love to talk about. It has four, columns. You can say first say it says urgent, then the other one says not urgent. Then on the left side you can see there is important and not important. The urgent one is do tasks with deadlines or consequences. Like if you set a smart goal, you do it, within the given time frame. Then comes not urgent. Can anyone give example of what should be included in this not urgent thing? Tasks which are unclear and they don't have any deadlines. So yeah. Can anyone think of the any example that what should be included in not urgent stuff and what can be scheduled? Maybe-
Okay, there can be studying for exam, that is obviously something that is urgent, and doing some research activity or some volunteer activity that can be obviously scheduled, and you can take out certain time from the day to work on that.
Yeah, definitely. Then comes thank you. Then comes delegate. Like it is urgent but not important. Like something as attending attending a wedding or something, or you can think of attending a party or attending a seminar or anything that looks urgent, but you really need to ask, is it really important for me right now? Maybe like if you are having, regular days, it's fine. You can just go and chill around and you can attend it. But like if you are having exam or something, then your priority change. It's all about prioritization, like according to the circumstances. Like if you are having vacation, then maybe studying wouldn't be something that's urgent. Then it comes in not urgent stuff. So it's all about that. What's the circumstance? Or maybe there are some things that you can delegate. Like you can tell someone else to do it. Like home tours are there. If you are really having a busy schedule, you can delegate it. You can tell it to somebody else to do it for you. So yeah. Then comes they are not urgent and not important, like use of social media or distractions or unnecessary tasks, or just sitting around doing doing nothing significant. So that is not urgent and not important. So take screenshot of it, or you draw it in your notebook, and you after this webinar ends, you sit with yourself and think about all the things that are really urgent in your day for tomorrow, what are not urgent, what you can schedule, and what you can delegate, and what you can delete. It's not always that you put everything in urgent category. When you don't schedule stuff, and when you don't really see what are the tasks of the day that you really need to be done, everything seems urgent, and you eventually feel overwhelmed, and anxiety hits on that, oh, there's so much to do, and I have very less time, I can't manage everything. But when schedule everything, when you make smart goals, and okay, you decide that you will study 5 chapters in a week, for example, or five pages per day, then when your tasks are completed, you have time for the not urgent stuff. You have time left for distractions. I'm not saying that you completely delete it from your life. You want to do, you definitely can, but you prioritize things. That's the whole theme of this slide. So are you guys clear so far? Type yes if you guys are with me. All right. That's good. That's good. Now let's talk about something we all fear, failure. So, can you guys maybe I won't ask this that how many of you have experienced failure, but maybe each one of us has experience or might experience failure in one stage of life or the other. Like the journey of medicine is so long that you know. Okay, Satyan is saying scheduling fixed time is good or not. It is good when you really schedule things. Number one gives you a sense of certainty. Number two, you are building a discipline. Number three, the thing that you schedule is the thing that gets done. If you're not scheduling things, you keep procrastinating it. So yeah, it's very important to schedule things. Just give it a day and time, and no matter what happens, do it at that time. Acha. So next slide. The failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. See it as an opportunity to learn something more. Thomas Edison famously said, I have not failed. I have found 10,000 ways that won't work. Like, you shouldn't see failure as a taboo. That's why I've mentioned this quotation over here. That failure gives you a different perspective. It is just an opportunity to try again. So now I would like to talk about common reasons why medical students fail in exams. It is not always about the lack of knowledge, intelligence, or lack of hard work. So yeah, next slide. The number one reason that I've seen in medical students is lack of stress control. If you don't control your stress, no matter how much knowledgeable you are, no matter how much you have studied for the exam, but if you can't control your stress, if you can't, function properly, you won't be able to perform better. Calm mind is equals to better performance. So yeah, like it's all the game. The medical is the game of nerve control. Stick to the first slide for now. So yeah, so medical is the game of stress control. Like if you see it practically, it is like you have three patients in front of you in a real life scenario. So, you are working in an emergency and you have three patients in front of you. And if you start stressing out at that time, what would happen? You won't be able to manage patients properly. Like so, the way you are handling stress now, like this exam stress is just nothing. No, even if you fail in an exam, it is not a do or die situation. But if you stressed out in a real life scenario, when the patient is gasping and the other patient comes with a gunshot and the attendants are there all over the place and there is so much screaming all around, but you really need to stay calm in that situation and save the patient and deal with everybody. It's a lot. So just think about that perspective as well, that you really need to manage your stress. You really need to learn the skill of stress management. It's truly a life saving skill, and as a doctor we all need to learn stress management. There are whole complete 1 hour 2 hour long workshop over stress control. If you guys want, I can also arrange it for you guys, like how you can manage stress. The If I give you a very quick tip over stress control, it is do deep breathing. Say, and number two is stay grounded. For deep breathing, I mean that for the count of four, you can inhale, then slowly exhale for the count of six. And grounding means just get yourself in the present moment. you know Start observing things around you, start counting the things around you, start seeing the colors around you. That helps you to get into the present. Like during exam, I know um, we get into different type of thoughts, either in the past that, oh, I should have studied better, oh, I should have revised that topic last night, oh, I should have done that, I should have done that. Or you start thinking about the future. What if I fail? What my peers would say, or what my family would say, or I would lose my self worth if I fail. There are so many thoughts going on in a student's mind when they appear in exam. So all you really need to do is just take deep breaths and focus on the present moment, that what the examiner is asking you, what or if you are attempting an exam, just what the question is, and just you are thinking about that question and nothing else is in your mind. Just take deep breaths and just focus on the present moment. That's a very short and quick tip for controlling your stress, that you stay grounded in your present moment. Next slide. So the other thing is lack of building reflexes. Stress also happens when you don't practice it sufficiently. Like the things, the concept of it, everything, but you don't practice it. Like it's then that people feel more, they do more mistakes when you don't have reflexes. Like if the whole GPE, or even if you know the whole respiratory examination, but if you have never practiced it, you will hesitate in the front of examiner. Or if you are just reading the books, you won't just pass an exam. The reality is you really need to practice past papers as much as you can and set a timer, do the whole past paper, then tell the answers later. That really helps. And and as much as you practice for the exam, the chances of your success increases. My study strategy have always been this, that before the exams I would just open the past papers, solve it as much as I can for the Viva, you know, have a study partner for the Viva, and एक दूसरे काम सुनाए, and we can say if there's examination, practice on each other with the timer. And if you don't even have a study partner, pick your family member, ask them to set a timer, give them the list of steps you need to complete. And after the completion of the whole examination, reflect where did you lag, what were the steps that you didn't do, or what could have you done better. That's how you build reflexes. The more you practice, the more better your reflexes are. If you are not preparing yourself enough, you would get into stress. Next slide. So the third is lack of self-belief, too much self-doubt, or extreme fear of failure. Your mindset plays a very important role in your success. No matter how much knowledgeable you are, no matter how much you work hard, but if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe that you can succeed, if you don't believe uh, you deserve success, you won't succeed in your life. If I give example of myself, I don't say I was a very nerdy type of person. I enjoyed my medical life. I did coaching and hypnosis sessions simultaneously along with my studies. But I always had this self belief that I can achieve success, and that's how I achieved it. And when your self belief is strong, you automatically become confident. After like your prayers and practice, you have self belief, you automatically all the things start falling into place. But I'm also not saying that you become overconfident, that you don't do your complete homework, you don't do your complete preparation, and you just believe that you will gain success, then that's being delusional. So if you really um, do your work, then just believe in yourself and believe in Allah that you will achieve success. And there is no power on earth that can prevent you from success if you have really done your work. And always be optimistic about your results. Next slide. So this is slide about how to overcome failure. Like if you have failed in life, or if there is any point that you have failed, then just accept the failure. Like don't resist that. Oh, I can't fail in life. I don't deserve it. Why me? Somebody else said it less than me. They passed the exam. Why did I fail? Like people start thinking thoughts like this. But you have failed. Don't give any excuses over it. Like there are people who would say that this happened, or maybe the examiner uh, had some personal grudges, or there were some family issues going on. When in the practical life, it is a bitter truth that no kind of excuses really matter. You have failed, just accept it, learn from it. What could you have done better in this situation? Now just learn it. That okay, if you achieved 49 out of 50 in an exam, 49 out of 100 in an exam, and you failed from just 1 mark, what was that 1% missing? Or just think it is an opportunity. Like now this time you can achieve 75%. How can you just improve 25 or 30% more? Because you have achieved, if you see the positive side of it, you have achieved 49%, and now you can aim of 75 to 80%. So there wouldn't be as much as the hard work that would be required, like starting from zero. But you can really improve yourself. See it as an opportunity. Then adjust your strategy. Just for adjusting your strategy, I highly recommend you talk to people about it. That what Did you do differently? Like, if somebody achieved distinction in that same subject, you talk to them, you ask them, what did you do differently? How do you study? What were the resources you used? You talk to your teachers that what were my likings in this exam. You talk to your seniors that how can you do better, and then you accordingly adjust your strategy, and then you try again. That's how you overcome failure, and from failure you become someone who succeeds. Next slide. So now let's move to our third and last segment, how to preserve your identity while staying in healthcare. Next slide. So the question is, if money, time, and pressure didn't exist, who would you be? Just write it down on your a piece of paper that you are carrying with you. Just do it right now. I'm giving 2 minutes for this. Stick to the previous one. When you are done, just write in the comment box done or yes. Everybody has written it? Done. That's good. All right. What about the rest? Michelle saying done. Subhan is also saying done. All right. What about rest? There are 16 participants we have right now. What about the rest? Where are you guys? Maria is also saying done. All right. Let's move to the next slide now. So take 30 seconds and, or you can, if you want, you can do it right now. Yeah. One hobby, write down one hobby that you left because of your medical, and one strength you are ignoring, and one thing that makes you happy. So for the second one, I can understand there are many people who haven't yet identified their strengths. But I included this because I really want that you think about it. That what your strength really lies in. What do you think of? What's your strength? Because your strengths are the things that make you unique, and they are the things that you should focus on. Because when you focus on your strengths and your passions, that makes you feel significant, especially during the times when you are facing failures in life, when people are not accepting it. But the most important thing is, do you accept yourself? Are you satisfied with your own self? And what really makes you happy? One thing that really makes you happy, we can write that down as well. So next, slide. The truth is, medicine is a part of life. It is a lifelong journey. It is not your entire identity. Don't pause your life for medicine. Integrate it. You should integrate all the components, as you mentioned in the wheel of life and the human needs. These two models, if you stick to them, you are surely going to experience fulfillment in life despite of your external circumstances, because your external circumstances doesn't really define the quality of your life. Next slide. I'll end with this. The goal is not just to become a doctor, the goal is to remain human while becoming one. All right. Next slide. Thank you, everybody. So, this is it for today. And next slide. If you have any queries, you can reach out to me on my Instagram.com Amazoffer, or you can ask the Combined Foundation team for my number. And even we have 10 more minutes for the Q&A. You have any questions in your mind regarding this presentation, you can definitely ask me. You can open your mic and or you can type in the chat box, and all the questions are welcome right now as well. And if there's something private you can ask, you can definitely reach out to me privately as well. Thank you everyone for your time and patience and for sticking by me till the end. So Anusha is saying, mark your attendance, everyone. So yeah, we can, fill this form as well. And if there are any questions, you guys can ask me. I'm here to, respond to your queries. All right. Thank you, Novel Vara. And Vanya is saying, what is that one thing you believe you should be the part of every medical student's life? One thing, I believe there is not just one thing that should be the part. If I go to the basics, I would say just focus on wheel of life. And there are different aspects of life. You should focus on all of them. Like you shouldn't be just a nerd studying all the time. You shouldn't be somebody who is ignoring your health or ignoring your passions or your identity. Just balance things out, see what's urgent, make smart goals, and just work over it. If you schedule things properly, if you prioritize things, everything gets managed. All right. Subhan is saying, as a computer science student, I sometimes struggle with stress during finals. Even if most papers go well, one average paper keeps bothering me and affects my mindset, making me think my GPA could have been better. How can I manage this during exam day? So, Subhan, have you heard about half glass empty and half glass full theory? It says that sometimes you focus on negatives more than the positive ones. Like if your 90% papers are doing well and just one paper is doing average, then you should focus more on what is going well in your life. Just be grateful for it. And as I previously said as well, during exam days, stay grounded, manage your stress. That just focus on what's in front of you. The minute you have is the only minute you can utilize. Even if you think about your past, there are only regrets. If you think about your future, then there's only anxiety. You can't control your past or your future. You can learn lessons from your past. Like if you think that you did something, you can improve by learning from your past. Maybe that you skipped a topic, or you can adjust your study style. That's something that you can learn from your past. And for the future, you can plan better. But that's the role of it. But during the exam season, just have a tunnel vision, just see what's in front of you, plan ahead before your exams, how you are going to study, what are the resources you are going to use, what are the strategies, what are the videos that you are going to watch for the exam, and that's how you um, succeed. And don't compare your GPS with other people. GPS is not the end of the thing that you just focus on your GPS. The most important thing is um, how satisfied are you from inside. Did you give your best? If you give your best, whatever your GPA is, it doesn't really matter. If you are not giving your best, and then your GPA is coming low, then it is really the thing to to think of, that you really need to work more harder. Okay, doctor, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, the Mind Foundation, Vanya and Anusha and Nimra. Thank you, everybody. If there are no more questions, we are good to close. Is there anyone who want to ask anything else? You are welcome, Arit. You are welcome, Neha. Thank you, Aliza. It was really nice to have you all here. Thank you so much for being here and for listening to me. And hope to see you all guys soon with any other session maybe. And you are more than welcome to reach out to me if you have any queries later. And yeah, that's it. Subhan is a very valuable and insightful session. Thank you, Subhan. All right, everybody. So we
Thank
are
you so much,
ending
Dr.
here.
Mehta. We were honored to have you today. It was an amazing session, honestly. Great. And
Thank
it
you.
was very insightful. Thank you so much.
Welcome. All right. Allah Hafiz, everybody.